Yeah. That's when they do. Food leaves at 8, so if you want any more food, go get it now. There you go. Yeah. That's when they do it.
At 7:59,
You heard it?
My volume.
How do I? Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. Is it screen? It's not screen sharing. Hold on, but I don't want it to screen share yet.
It's screen sharing on.
Okay, yeah, on there. I don't care about on there. Okay. I don't know how to get to the chat. Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. All right, we're ready for the demo. This is the first product reveal of this special committee on research affairs. And so this is the Illinois Tech Research Mentor, powered by OpenAI, ChatGPT. And so can you see it? No, you can't really see it with this nonsense. Anyways, what I'm going to type is my demographic, which is let's say I'm actually I don't know how to use this computer. No, I don't want your passwords. I want this. I'm sorry, Derek. I'm doxing you even. Okay. I'm a third year, it's all in caps, physics major at IIT. Well, you don't actually have to specify IIT. I can't read the text. Okay. Looking at getting involved in research. Yeah, so you just type that, or whatever, your perspective is, what your demographic is. And so you can see what I typed. It's gibberish, but it'll still interpret it because this is how LLMs work. Anyways, it gives you specified feedback based on input and resources that have been provided by representatives and people of the committee. So it's just referenced me as a third year that I can get involved in independent research credits. And there's also 497 special topics, and that the iPro courses also can host research credits. And it's sharing all of these things that are kind of specific for IIT students. The Toprani Scholarship is a IIT specific scholarship. So, I mean, SCRA's goal is to allow students to get involved in research where the barrier isn't their lack of knowledge of the resources, but strictly their competence. And so this shares all the resources and guides students through it without any student ever having to contact anybody if they're interested in it. And so this will be fed by every representative, and we're also connecting with alumni to feed into this. And yeah, I don't know. I think this is great. That's all. Yeah, so it's technically in beta because we just haven't contributed a diverse enough set of information. And so it's only public, actually. I had to pay for this. If you have ChatGPT, like the 4.0 thing, I don't know how that all works. But if you just get ChatGPT Plus, you can access this link, and I'm going to share the link after this demo, and I sit back on my chair, in the SCRA Discord channel and the research server as well. So yeah, this is constantly being fed with information. It has a lot of information primarily for math and physics right now, just because that's okay. I'm sorry, just one more demo. I'm a second year math major interested in research. Okay. So here are different steps. So it didn't share these with me because, well, it wouldn't really apply to me, but this is Math 380, Intro to Math Modeling, 497. And so it's kind of specific to classes right now, but you can see the potential for this. A lot of these resources aren't really compiled in one place. So this is, the SciAm student chapter or the Machine Learning Club. And yeah, I don't know. That's all for me.
I just want to say one thing, as something like just came out, like with Microsoft and having separate GPTs and whatnot, not just came out, but it's still months new. Yeah. That's really impressive that you all were able to do this turnaround and that we're able to implement something like this. I mean, look, the student affairs could get started on Stats GPT or something, we'll have it'll be oh, I did this infraction. They'll be okay, well, time to go turn yourself in. Here's what's gonna happen. Okay, so but no, I think this is really cool, Jacob. If everyone could give Jacob a round of applause, because I think implementing Yeah, technology that quick is like pretty cool. Okay, so on to residence life, which is not going to be nearly as impressive. But yeah. Wait, what? Okay, that's what I said to me. Okay, anyways, so I had a great, might I say, great, like just even like a quick 15-minute chat. Like I do not like early morning chats and early morning meetings, especially when they're like kind of like separated from the rest of my morning. It's out of place and it's early and I'm not all there. But I had an excellent early morning chat with Gary Wally from Student Health and Wellness. And like he is really, really passionate about making sure that students get something out of our meeting tomorrow, especially as it pertains to health and wellness, mental health during finals. So if you are a student and you are at this university and you foresee possibly dealing with finals or final projects or final exams or anything stress related during the period of finals, I highly suggest that you come to our RHA meeting tomorrow night at 9:15 p.m. because the head of student health and wellness is going to be there to try and provide some self-care and just direct answers to questions that you may have in terms of how to stay yourself, keep sane, and keep going during that time period. So once again, I highly, highly suggest you come to tomorrow's RHA meeting. That's going to be our second to last RHA meeting of the year. The last one being when we come back from Thanksgiving with the CARES team and Mel. So please, please, please come out. If you haven't been to an RHA meeting or you're just interested, please come to the RHA meeting. The application to become an RA opens tomorrow. Anyone who's interested in becoming an RA must fill out the RA application, and also you must have attended an info session. We have had 5 info sessions actually, because the last RHA meeting was an info session. It was a bonus one, and I think the third one just started as of 7 p.m. tonight and is now ending. So that I think there's only one left after tonight. If you're interested in becoming an RA, you must attend that one if you have not attended any of the others, or else you are out of luck for the application. But the application itself opens up tomorrow, I believe. Check, it's on Suitable. It's on Suitable. The link has been sent out in the most recent RHA bulletin, but is also plastered everywhere in communications across all the residence halls and across the school on the upshow screens for marketing. So definitely take a look and apply if you're interested. It closes January 3rd. There are also some important questions about references and people you know. If you are interested in becoming an RA, it is expected that you have some staff references or faculty references on your application. If you have not taken enough time to know a staff member or know a faculty member, it might be a sign that you need to start working on doing that sort of thing for future applications of this caliber. And this is just the RA application I'm talking about for like job applications and whatnot. As there were some concerns that students didn't know anyone, and going into a role where you need to communicate with people on a constant basis, that's a concern, and you will probably not get far with that sort of background. So definitely start getting your bearings and start reaching out to people on the campus. We're in person now, so I think that's an expectation the ORL is going to stick to, but that was like a very big question we had at the last meeting. So definitely going forward, and I suggest this with SGA senators, start talking to constituents, talking to your, if you have analog faculty or staff members, start doing that. Yeah. Okay, and that's all I have to say. Any questions? Okay.
Okay, so first of all, just wanted to apologize for my absence last week. I was actually traveling to a conference, so really only a short update from me today. Me and my committee are going to be working on the course complaint form and the framework for addressing course complaints. And then we are also going to be working on getting a meeting with the Vice Provost of Academic Affairs to talk about the midterm course evaluations next semester. So we're going to be looking ahead to the next semester now, and hopefully the goal is to get those 2 things done by the end of the semester and have them ready to roll out next. So thank you. If you have any questions, you can see me in the committee meetings.
This is my only note. For those of you who know, you know, in the Senate and in the Discord, I just hope that everybody remembers this before they post something or reply to a chat. I think this is one of the most important things. That's why we have Senate. It's why we have student government, is for civil discourse. So that's all I'm gonna say. Rezwan, did you have any points? All right, then we will move on to our resolution, Palooza. Joseph, you are first. So I think so.
Okay.
So.
First, just get the resolution.
Okay, so here's that.
Joseph made like excellent logo designs.
Science is for you.
Hello, everyone. Just in light of that Discord stuff, I just want to ask that we all come together. I come before the Senate today with deep sorrow and sadness, really. Last week we received an email from I believe the provost about the termination of IIT's Blackboard education service. And words can't describe the pain that many students and I are feeling. I mean, we all have memories with Blackboards, lots of laughing, lots of crying, For some of us, it was there during the cold days of a global pandemic. It's sad that we have to see it go. And I think it's only fitting that in light of this news that we arrange a proper send-off. So that's why I'm proposing the Blackboard Memorial Act, Blackboard Funeral Act, whatever you want to call it. I have this resolution here with many details and many professional sounding words. But I mean, words alone can't really describe the importance of something. So I've created a mock-up video to show everyone what this event might look like. So I'm going to show that to you guys now. Fingers crossed the audio is working. The audio is not working. That wouldn't be the end of it. That's all I could make. Obviously, it would end at IIT Tower with a proper eulogy, and remarks from anybody. We'd open it up just for people who want to, say something. And then it would be on the last day of finals of next semester, and that would be declared a week of mourning. And then, then we would never see Blackboard again, presumably. So, yeah, I strongly urge all of you to vote on this event so that it can become part of the official events for next semester. That's all I have.
All right, we'll move on to discussion of the resolution. Any discussion points, Tessa?
Motion to move the previous question.
Any objection?
Sorry. My one statement. Blackboard can burn in hell. I'm sorry. I hate it. Great.
Okay,
Motion to move the previous question, please.
second, any objection? No, okay. Bolu, will you release the voting form on the resolution for the Blackboard Memorial? And I will invite up our glorious leader, Corey, for 3 resolutions. Okay. There you go. And then the next 3 are just next.
All right, sounds good. All right, so I want to start off by saying vote for Joseph's resolution. I'm co-sponsoring it. It's the greatest resolution, and give him another round of applause, please. Great work. So I have 3 resolutions. I'm going to go through them as speedily as I can. The first resolution I have before you is a downtown meeting resolution. Essentially, one of the big themes of my running, as well as a big theme for this semester, has been getting the downtown more involved in student government association affairs. And I think what better way to really show the downtown campus, the Chicago-Kent College of Law, and the Graduate School of the Stewart College of Business, that SGA and IIT cares, then hosting a meeting right downtown. So it's a very basic resolution. What you are is voting for a meeting that'll happen on the 3rd week of January. Don't worry, the downtown committee will take charge of making sure everything's set up in terms of food, making sure you guys get there safely, and to make sure it's a good time. Thank you. Any questions? Thank you.
As someone who has had an executive retreat at Kent, it's great. There are wonderful rooms set up for Senate. And I would think it would be nice to go there at least like twice a year, but once a year is a perfect start. And I think it'll be a good change of pace. It's always nice to change environment. And psychology says changing your environment every now and then helps increase productivity. So go Senate.
It will be a hybrid meeting as well for those who may not be able to make the journey up to Kent. We understand that.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Corey on the first resolution? No. Do I have a motion to move the previous question? Second. Any opposed? No. All right. On to your next one. Bolu, we release the voting form.
All right. So this second resolution is, as you know, as you've seen on the Discord, I'm really big in the theme of awards, carrots for all the great work that's done on campus here. Downtown, the Student Bar Association gives out awards for Organization of the Year. I think there's no reason we shouldn't also do that. So what this does is it sets up an Organization of the Year award. It's not the most complicated resolution on the planet, but so I'll quickly explain how it works. Essentially, in the lead up to the last few sessions of next semester, you guys will nominate all the best organizations on campus, the guys that are really putting forward into what it means to be a part of the Illinois Tech community, what it means to be a Hawk. You'll send those nominations. The Campus Life Committee will then narrow it down to 5 of what they think are the best representatives of Illinois Tech. And then we'll have an anonymous vote amongst those 5s, and we'll award Organization of the Year. Any questions on that? No? All right.
Have a motion then, or do I have a question?
So there are factors that you should consider. I have not written them into the resolution because I do not like individual senators in the deliberative body being forced down to various factors. That is a very court thing. I'm a lawyer. I'm not here in court right now. So let's keep it in the Senate. So essentially, the factors that I think you should consider is the kind of events they've had, the amount of students that they've brought in, just the general impact they've both had at Illinois Tech and in the city of Chicago and worldwide. We are just looking for organizations that just admire what it means to be at Illinois Tech. Oh, yes, awesome. I love it. I love it. Right. No, and exactly. And it never hurts having multiple awards. It's just, we're the Student Government Association. The vast majority of student government associations across this great land of the United States give out a very similar award. I'm just bringing us to the same level. Thank you.
Any other questions for Corey? If not, do I have a motion to move to previous question?
Seconded.
Any opposed? No. Bolu, will you again release the voting form? And go ahead, Corey.
All right, so my final resolution I have in front of you is also something that most student government associations do across the United States. We did the same thing at Grand Valley State University, which is my alma mater. We give out individual awards to students that really serve the community of Illinois Tech and specifically the Student Government Association. This is hard work. We are representing students across this campus, across 7 constituent colleges. And what we're doing is we're bringing their issues to the administration's attention. We are helping affect change. That's really important. And some people do it even more. They put in the work of really supporting their fellow students. And I think that those individuals should be awarded. So I have gone and I've written 3 awards. And before I begin, it turns out I actually just found out about 2 hours ago that SGA actually used to have awards, but then it fell out after the pandemic. So this is a reestablishing under a new system. There's 3 awards. The first one is entitled Senator of the Semester. Take a guess who that's for. Yeah, it's all you guys that are putting in the work, writing resolutions, passing resolutions, working, doing the work on the committee, really representing all your constituents. That's Senator of the Semester. The process of choosing it is senators will nominate a senator other than themselves. If you nominate yourself, you're barred from the award for that semester, so don't do that. That's to encourage y'all. I don't want like 32 different nominees. Essentially, the nominees will be made, and then the executive board, who are not available for Senator of the Semester award, will deliberate amongst various factors, the resolutions you propose, the number of nominations you received, and how much you represent the Illinois Tech community. And the award will be announced on the last session of each semester. Very important, all these awards will defy an earlier resolution. These will be anonymous. We don't need a lot of bickering about who wins the awards. The only people that know who get nominated for Senator of the Semester is the executive board. And I trust them, and these are great people, that they're not going to mess with y'all's minds on this. There's a second award. This is one given to individual students that aren't senators, called the Outstanding Student Award. These are individuals that aren't elected senators, but do a lot of work serving the SGA, as well as anyone serving Illinois Tech as a whole. Just great students. Anyone's able to get them, besides obviously senators and members of the E-Board. Just nominate a student that you think has really done a lot to help us, and they will be elected in the exact, they'll be given the award in the exact same process. And the final award is the Student Government Association's Award for Leadership, because these executives do a great job at wrangling the cats, and they deserve recognition for all the work they do. So that's an award that'll essentially work more like a vote. Remember, each of these are anonymous. You're essentially voting for the executive that you think has put in the most work, has really defined what it means in the committees they run. Mind you, only E-Board, Executive Board, official, that's all the VPs, with the exception of the president. These are resume tools. President doesn't, that's already good enough on a resume. Yeah, so executive board, award of leadership, it's a vote. If there's a tie amongst these votes, the president gets to choose which executive they like the most amongst the tie. And I assume you'll use great factors in determining who put in the most work, who really defined what it means to be part of Illinois Tech. All right.
Just senators voting on all of these,
So senators are making the nominations.
but it's a vote for the executive board one, correct?
Yes, the executive board is working more like a vote in the absence that there's a tie because it's a chance that could happen. Then the president, who is not able to get the award, will choose
And
amongst
it's
the board.
just senators, no executive board members can vote in any of the, or nominate in any of these categories, correct?
No, it's just senators.
Thank you.
Yeah, as previously noted, and then I'm not sure if anyone else here is old enough to remember. I might be the only one. That's a student. But yes, SGA had awards as recently as 2020. I recall we even had a montage of like every senator and every exec board member in video form. Samir spent hours making it based off the Marvel theme. Like you can go look it up. We'll maybe share it in the Discord, but like it's a very recent thing and we had like tons of awards. So maybe even possible, maybe if we decide to run with this to even offer more, we have a lot of certificates and things of that nature. So I think this is something good to bring back because people do a lot.
Yeah, we're just recognizing all the great work you do and give an applause to all yourselves. Y'all did great work this semester. Anything else? All right. What is it?
Motion to move to previous question, Elio?
Seconded.
Any opposed? No, we're good to go.
All right.
Thank you, Corey. Foley, will you release the voting form on Corey's third resolution? And with that, we are going to take a 5-minute recess, if that's okay with everybody. I just have to talk to the Creative Club representatives before we let them come up and present. So if you guys want to throw away your trash, use the restroom, go get a drink of water, we'll resume in just under 5 minutes. Hello, guys. We're gonna get started back up. I don't know how many minutes it's been, but we're gonna get started here, so pop a squat. Just as an update, Corey's resolution, the awards resolution did pass. So we just released the nomination form. This is for senators only. So you can fill that out right now. It's going to close Friday at midnight, so you have a little time to deliberate. Jacob, question? It's to nominate for the awards. Yep, all in one award. And we have a little spot for you guys to type something out if you feel so inclined. If you feel like that supports your nomination in some way. But without further ado, I'm gonna leave it to the National Society of Leadership and Success. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Casey Lavora. I'm a psychology major here at IIT, and I'm interested in bringing in the National Society of Leadership and Success here at IIT. So what is the NSLS? The NSLS is currently the largest accredited leadership society here in the United States, and their goal is to build leaders who are going to make a better world. How they do that? They work with students. They work with students and they make them go through a leadership program that is meant to help them develop leadership skills, leadership skills that are going to enrich their not only the college experience, but also their future career. So typical honor societies select students first by GPA, and then with the nominations, they get automatically inducted. That is not the case with the NSLS. We do select by campus, and once you do get nominated, you must go through the leadership program in order to get inducted. Once you are, you receive your certificate, and you're also even sometimes eligible for academic credit. I mentioned leadership and org here at IIT. You might be wondering, what about the Leadership Academy here at IIT? So how I view this is the NSLS and the Leadership Academy can be complementary to each other. Basically, the NSLS is going to be a more condensed program. What we want to do is offer students flexibility. So instead of having to fill out 40 hours of your time to receive a leadership certificate, you only have to fill out 8 hours, and you can join at any semesters, and you do not have to be only a sophomore to join. So basically, it's a different philosophy of leadership. We believe that you don't have to be born a leader. You can develop the skills, and we offer to give you the flexibility to do so at any given time. So here are the steps of the program. How we're going to run it is each step is going to be a specific event here on campus, either on campus physically or hybrid. We're going to have a student orientation day, basically an info session, then leadership training day, a workshop where you're going to be more introspective with yourself, and then S&T meetings, basically success networking teams, where you work with the team to develop your goals. We're going to have live speaker broadcasts when we're going to have people speaking to us and giving us their feedback, their life goals, how they successfully transfer from being a student like us through being a career person. And finally, student induction. Essentially, how I view the benefits for students here at IIT, I think of two things. The first thing is the skills. When you join the NSLS, you are able to develop key skills such as communication skills, marketing, but also goal setting. We want to make sure that you are able to implement goals in your life professionally or even in your career. Also, you're going to be part of a motivated and exciting community. Here is our budget quickly. And again, when you join the NSLS, there's different kind of member benefits that you are able to have. The immediate ones, as soon as you become a member, you're able to apply for specific scholarships, as much as also you're able to join an online job bank. You're able to have part of the member newsletter and also key partner discounts. So the NSLS partners with a bunch of different brands that offer students discounts every semester. once you are inducted, once you complete the program, you're able to have your certificate as much as a bunch of merch. And also you can include it in your resume, and you have access to personalized letters of recommendation as well. Again, this NSLS Honor Society is already present here in the United States. They have over 1.5 million members, over 700 chapters. And I really think that this is something that IIT is going to be hugely benefiting from. Thank you.
Any questions?
Yep.
Naeem?
Sorry if I missed this. You said there's a membership, criteria for membership.
Mhm.
How do you plan to, so I know a lot of orgs that have certain things like this that are part of a national chapter, open it up to where they have this group, this org, but not the entire thing is affiliated, or like being a member of the chapter isn't being a member of nationals. Is that also your approach, or do you plan to, you have to be a member of nationals to be a member of, I forget what the abbreviation is, but for this?
Yeah, you become a member of the NSLS and you're already part of this one here on campus. If that
Oh,
was your
oh,
question.
so that's the ordering. You don't have to be a part of nationals to be in this, or do you?
You do.
Okay. And, okay.
I have a question. I actually have a couple. But I'll start with the first one. So Dr. Orgel, I'm not sure if you've met, he works with the Leadership Academy to some degree, but of course he has his own empowerment, leadership, and mentorship program and initiative that works with a variety of groups here at IIT, provide that certification. Do you all plan on working with him to some degree or collaborating with that program as a part of this? As part of this, I know it's also an involved process with students involved and staff members as well that take the EML training. Yeah, thank you.
So I haven't heard of him yet. I will be really happy to see where we can work with each other. Again, I really think this is just going to be complementary to existing leadership programs here on campus. So we'll be willing to work with any.
Okay. And then also I saw the budget. It had 3 items in it, specifically the giveaway of 3 sets of dues for the national membership. Is the expectation that the first 3 students will get their dues paid for, but everyone else will kind of have to pay in order to be a part of this program?
So how we're going to work it is, so you have to pay to be part of it. However, we recognize that some students don't have the funds to do so. So we plan on selecting 3 students. It doesn't have to be the first 3. I don't think it's fair. Just based on academic standing and also leadership potential, we'll select 3 students and give them free membership.
All right, seeing nothing, do I have a motion to move to discussion?
So moved.
All right, and I'm sure I saw a second, so.
On for discussion? Yep.
Hey, I might be really biased, but I was a member of this organization at the great Grand Valley State University. I think I turned out right because of the skills they taught me. You might disagree. So I can't recommend it enough. It's the best that it is it's a great resume building tool. It has gotten me jobs in the past in connection with when I used to work in politics, and those are some hard networking jobs to get. So I technically have to abstain because I was a member of this organization, but I can't recommend it enough.
If anybody wants to speak first, I still have to think about what I want to say.
I guess discussion, we're still going. In terms of like this organization, I think like they definitely kind of exist in their own, they have their own network, and that probably is a benefit of joining something like this as this well-known at national level. They have their network of people, and those connections are probably the value that you're going to get out of something like this. I wish I had asked how long the dues payment is. Corey, do you have information? Like, is that a year you would have to pay every year for dues? It's a yearly dues. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, I guess if it's to that benefit, yeah, but I don't know if it's going to necessarily be like a, yeah. Yeah.
So I can speak about what I know, that being with SIAM, the Math Society. And so when you join that, you immediately get free membership into the International Society. And with this, you still have to pay dues. And so it's more akin to a fraternity or a sorority than a student organization that's open to everyone. So perhaps this is a little bit generalized from just this organization, but to organizations such as this and EcoCar. And that's when there is a requirement for students to have to pay more than they already are to be participants and involved in the organization. I think a question that SGA and maybe Finance Board needs to consider is the grouping of organizations. And so we can have registered student organizations, but to what extent does Finance Board fund that? And so I think things like this, if it just has a strict title that it says dues are required, that Finance Board should seriously take that into consideration, because I know the policies don't support that. So unless there's a way that NSLS can be more open to anybody, things like that, there's a reason we haven't seen EcoCar present in front of us. But if they do, and if more things like this do, I think there may need to be, a separation between these two kind of orgs.
So how it worked at Grand Valley State University and how they were able to get funding from their student activity funds was that a lot of the speakers they brought in, that was open to every student. That was the benefit of funding. And I assume that would work here. If that's not how it works, please correct me, but I didn't see anything in their plan to suggest that. What the dues are for is for all the networking connections. It's an addition into the benefits they would already provide to the student campus.
I will actually echo Jacob's concerns regarding the SAF use of this. This seems great for a student. If I am student A and I want to join this network and get the benefits of this network, that seems great for me. And this network probably has a lot of people who are rich in connections, have donors, that sort of thing. I saw like the example, we have Bill Gates as like one of the speakers. So obviously they're very well connected. My concern is, why is SAF paying for scholarship? We're like, you were sending a student to be a part of that network to benefit from that network, but no, that network is not really part of the IIT ecosystem. It seems like if they have these connections, they're doing these very high profile events, they could probably provide their own scholarships if they want to induct people into that network to keep their ecosystem going. Why are we paying for that? So I guess that would be my point here. So that's a very fair concern I would have.
Thank you, Naeem. We are out of time unless somebody would like to extend time, but I think I didn't see any more points unless somebody had one. If not, do I have a motion to move to previous question? Second it. All right. Any opposed? Seeing none. Bolu, will you release the voting form for the NSLS, whatever that means? Next we have Creative Club, maybe. So I will invite you guys forward. It's nice, huh? I'm a fan. It is pretty creative.
Okay, thanks. Hi, my name is Jude Smith, and this is Nana.
Hello, I'm Nana.
And we're here to start a creative club here at IIT. We feel that there needs to be a creative club that like builds a network and provides support for artists in the Illinois Tech community. And the reason why is to integrate technology and art along with building kind of like helping artists like build their ideas and showcase their ideas along with like integrating entrepreneurship with it and in the terms of like creation and innovation and like having a community for like having a community and network for support and all of those things that comes with being like an artist. And the benefits of this club is that it'll make people feel better because of like well yeah, like mental well-being. Like art is like this vessel of like stress and all things, and we know like in times like it would be nice for people to just like have an outlet and have it be supported by like the school. I know a lot of people who were like stressed and depressed just because of like this school and the community that exists, and we just kind of want to just like help rehabilitate that and build it a bit better in a creative way, in a nice way. Yeah, and like just the benefits of like networking and just like meeting more people who share similar ideas or could help you with your ideas. And there are like a lot of like clubs that are creative and do arts. But I think what sets this one up is just the way that it's structured and its integration with entrepreneurship and innovation and just the like resources that we hope to have and support we hope to offer, and the events that we want to host is nothing that I've ever seen before done at this school. As long as I've been here, I've only been here for a year though, or two. But the way we've been like kind of recruiting is through like personal relationships. Like we're both in WIIT, which is a pretty creative club in itself. It's just a radio show, and like just through personal relationships with people and the artist community, I think we're both very tapped in. I'm also like an architecture student, so there's a lot of artists with that. And we like had like a little sign on a bridge, and we've posted flyers around the school to just gauge interest. And
when it comes to projects and workshops, some of the things I wanted to do is to have workshop series where we bring artists, because we have I kind of like want to explain this. My major is technological entrepreneurship, and what I'm doing in IIT right now is building a creative studio, which is why I had to do this, because I was getting a lot of benefits from the business school, which is where I was from. But then it got to a point we realized that we had to do it for a whole lot of people. So we want to have workshops where we bring a lot of people in the creative space in Chicago to school, talk to people about like, how to get into the creative space. We want to have our own podcast because, like she said, we're from WIIT. We have, the space, there's a lot of resources, and there's so many people who want to get into that space. And, we just want to have like our own creative podcast where we talk about all things creativity, open mic nights, creative collaborations. We also want to have like an art exhibition and a fashion show. And also one of the things that we have, can you help us now? We have a magazine we're working on with my professor and the business school. So we don't want this magazine to end once I'm graduating, because I'm in grad school and next semester is just my last semester. So we want to have our own campus run magazine, which you see. And okay, also we have like a website right now, and actually I built this website because of the project I was doing with my school. But then, like we said, we're building the club so it doesn't end with me, because we realize the need for a lot of creative people to have an outlet. So we have this website. We've been releasing magazines throughout the year, and we're finally going to print it out with the business school and give it out. And so it's going to be like with profiles. It's going to be like a yearbook with all the events. So you probably see me around taking pictures. That's what I'm working on.
All
So-
right, thank you guys. Not to cut you guys off, but that is your time limit, I'm afraid. So we will move on to questions now. They have access to your proposal and budget, so they can look at that on their own. Do I have any motion to extend the time? 4 minutes, okay. Do I have a second? Any opposed? No, okay. You guys can finish your presentation then.
This is an idea of like the stuff that we want to do. We just did it with AI because part of my program, we just learn about AI. So a lot of you will probably be in class where you're not allowed to use AI, but I have to build tech tools with AI. So we pretty much are taught to use AI, and we kind of like made a video, but I don't think we have time. So probably, I don't know. We have 4 minutes? Oh, okay, my bad. You can go back. I said a little video. It can be trippy a little bit because we're playing around with the AI and kind of like had to spend a lot.
Make you wait the whole week for me. I see you watching me, and I know you want.
Oh, just keep it. Wait, 4 minutes at the play.
Right, I just played.
Make you wait the whole week for me. I see you watching me, and I know you want it. Scream, and I know you need it. Trouble, but you want it all. And I know you need love.
There's a art show that I want to do with a lot of people with their arts.
Like it wants you. Know that booty gonna do what it want to. They hit it one time. Walkable. I know you see this red.
Yeah, I think
Now
that's another thing too, is that like we kind of want to do research on how to like use like technology and art to kind of like make new things and really be innovative. We kind of want to challenge what art really means and what creativity really means.
No, love don't get no.
And I think why I want to do the art shows because we do see a lot, like I have a lot of friends in IT I met who complain about like being depressed or, you know, whatever, not being happy. But then everybody's a creative in, I don't know, like you're born a creative. Nobody is born an aerospace major or like a business major or whatever. Like you're still going to draw without like going to school. You're still going to do your art. You're still going to sing. And so I have a lot of friends who do these majors, but then are also artists, but then have no outlet. So they just stay in their room, play a guitar, stay in their room, can crochet or do some stuff. We're like, okay, how about have an art show to exhibit what we do and then have all of these students come display all the things that they have. And we might end up doing it here in Kaplan or maybe outside of IIT, but we're trying to like figure out how big it's going to be. And then with the budget, so we're trying to like have whole camera kits for everybody else because we feel like sometimes when you need access to stuff, you can't really get it. And just getting it for the club, microphone, DJ set, Adobe Creative Suite. These are all things that I have access to we have access to for ourselves, but we have to do it for the club because like we said, we need to have a space for students to be able to use tools and also food and drinks, decorations. But this budget will probably make some changes because we made this budget thinking we're going to do a whole lot more this semester, but we had to kind of like slow down because we wanted to work on certain partnerships and certain projects we're working on. So this is subject to change. And so far we have, probably have more because we still keep having people sign up, but so far we have 70 signups, people interested in the club. And so these are the people who are part of like the board so far. It's me, Jide, Easy, Ifi, and Isis, Difa, Chloe, and Sai. We have a lot of positions, but then also once we are like next semester, we're going to have an election. So there are going to be new members for the entire thing, but we had to do this because we've been working on this with the advisor. And then next. So this is our faculty advisor, Nick, who happens to be my program director at the MTE, and then also has, is also director for Center for Sports Innovation. So if you have a class, game theory class or anything like that with Bo, Nick is the director and I've been working with Nick and Bo. And then he's also helping us have a partnership between 112, which is a creative entrepreneurship company in Chicago. There's an event tomorrow if any of you want to go. It's an event for creators, so we're gonna have that partnership. So as you can see, Nick has been very helpful. He's been going with us to like a lot of arts galleries and just trying to get us into the creative space just so we can have an idea of the things we want to do and the resources available to us in Illinois Tech and outside of Illinois Tech, because Chicago is a place of arts and creativity. So we've been doing a whole lot, and yeah. So we believe that this club is very important to contribute to the social artistic landscape of Illinois Tech, and want to have an outlet where people can be creative and have no free, like have complete total like expression of creativity without having like boundaries and borders. So, and improving mental health as well. So yeah, that's all.
All right, any questions?
That was a nice presentation. So I have a couple of questions to you. So in your proposal, when you mentioned professional development, so you mentioned that the organization equip members with skills and experience that can be applied in both academic and professional settings. So what exactly is, like, when you speak about a professional development, so do you provide any certifications or like accreditations to your skills? And what edge does your like club provide over the other? When you mention your competitive edge, so what edge do you provide?
That's what I was saying. We have the support from the business school I'm from. And then also my professor Nick is also on the board of 2112, which is a creative space which we're partnering with. So people from Illinois Tech will have partnerships, just like we have partnerships with like Chicago Innovation, where you can go to awards and have access to like, or 1871, which is also like a space for people. And also one thing also that you need to understand is that this is a new club, just like, I don't know, maybe SGA started at some point. So there are a lot of things that has not been done, and over time, so many things are going to be built. So when it comes to certification, no, but personally, as somebody who is in IIT right now as a creative director and building like a creative studio, it's been helpful with all the resources that I've gotten from the school, and there's a whole lot more to be given to a lot more people and not just me. So
Yeah, and to add to that, like that day that we were like at Nick's, like when Nick took us to the gallery, like for professional development, he introduced me to interior designer that was like showcasing an exhibit with like who made like really cool furniture, and he like personally invited me to his studio and for this lecture, and the dean of architecture was also there at the time. And now I have like this really good like connection with an interior designer, like just because I went to like museum exhibition, and also just like the skills that you could like learn through art, like that could help you professionally. It's just so many. So
No, I think you misread my question. It was not about networking. Like, I didn't mean about networking with students. I specifically meant about professional development. Like, when you speak about a development of any skill, you should be like accredited with any organizations. You should be providing a certification so that when I, as a student, go for your course, I should be like getting any professional like accreditation out of that.
yeah, we should definitely like look into that, and like because we do want to host workshops, so like it would be like super cool to like be accredited after you finish it. So yeah, we could definitely look into that.
also, we're a club just like any club, and clubs, not all clubs give certifications. I'm part of WIIT. They don't give a certification. This is not a professional club. It's a creative club. So there's really no certification to be given to creative people.
Okay, Nana. We are from the same School of Business, right? So I am also a student of Nick. So we already have in Kaplan a innovation and entrepreneurship club. So what difference does that make in your club, so that we can have an advantage more than that of the innovation club?
Like you said, innovation, creativity. And in our pitch, we said that we are providing a space for creatives from all aspects. So for example, like you said, there's a photography club, right? There's WIT, there's 31st Street Productions. But there are people who can sing, who want to figure out how to be artists and monetize their art. Where do they go? There are people who can make beats. They are not going to come to Innovation Club. There are people who know how to like make things with yarns and can sew and make like outfit and want to go into fashion. You're not going to Innovation Club. But the Creative Club is a hub for people from Innovation Club, people from, I don't know, like any club just to meet and be creative and do whatever. That's the entire point. Just creative people, because as creatives, we just need an outlet, and pretty much that's what it is.
Yeah, I do have one point of information. Shabani's Innovation Entrepreneurship Club is not SAF funded and not an official IIT organization, in the sense that it gets dollars from Finance Board. It does not, and intentionally it doesn't. So if you're worried about SAF funding, it need not apply for that.
All right. Thank you, guys. We have run out of time, so do I have a motion, Elio? All right, we will move, if I have a second, to discussion here. All right, so if you will follow Naeem, he'll walk you towards the pitch here, and
Thank you.
Thank you.
Corey, I'll let you start discussion here. Oh, yeah.
Howdy, I know you're getting.
Oh, it's getting around.
Is it on? Oh, it is. I know y'all are getting tired of hearing my voice right about now, but I think this organization, I think of 4 measures of a good human. 1, be smart, study your books. 2, go to the gym, be strong. 3, get involved in society. And 4, be an artist. These are the 4 things that make us human. This is an organization we should have. Thank you.
So I would like to clarify the point that Naeem mentioned. He said something about SAF funding. Are you saying that this creative club is not SAF funded, or is it something else? It's a different creative club. Okay.
Innovation and Entrepreneurship Club, the club reference in comparison is not SAF funded.
Okay,
This
thank you.
one, they are applying for
Okay,
SAF
thank you
funding.
for the clarification on that. So one thing I did see, like in their budget, they want like a whole camera setup, like they want the Adobe like Creative Cloud Suite, like things like that. That seems like a lot of expenses, especially when a lot of the clubs that this kind of is similar to. I mean, he mentioned that this is pretty similar to like overarching, like what WIIT does with the podcast stuff, what Photography Club does with like the photography, photo editing, that sort of thing. It just seems like a lot of extra expense to be buying all of this new equipment for multiple student organizations that serve about the same purpose. So I'm not sure if like it would be a better idea to reevaluate this, like have them reevaluate their budget and work more in conjunction with these other clubs, like so that we don't have to buy as many like new supplies and blow through the SAF that quickly.
Thank you, Dustin. Oh, okay. You can go first, I guess.
So like as a person who runs one of the creative clubs on campus, I run Cosplay Club. It's not just a club for people who want to cosplay, it's for anyone who wants to learn how to like sew or do any other like activities that are related or could be attached to cosplay. So like I personally know how to knit and crochet, and like we can host those events ourselves. You don't really need another club to do that. And there's also an art club on campus, and they are known for doing like outings to galleries. And like, I think at one point they went and they did like, oh, what was it? I think they actually got to paint a mural somewhere in Chicago. So I think that like in general, a lot of the things that they're proposing exist in other clubs already. And like, I don't know, they could like we could create like events on campus in which all of the clubs gather together and do these kinds of things, but I don't know if we need a separate club just to host those types of events.
Yeah, I had a comment to make. In terms of like the relevance of the club, I'm not really gonna address that, but Dustin brought up the point of just all these clubs applying for like Creative Cloud licenses and stuff like that. And it came to my mind that possibly that might be something that finance board might want to look into, maybe creating a general license for all these student orgs, because a lot of them seem to be needing access to Creative Cloud, and I don't believe OTS provides like a general Adobe Creative Cloud license. So that might be something that we need to look into so that this doesn't become a point that keeps coming up.
Guys, did everyone take a look at the magazine they brought in that they published? Yeah, I think it's really good. I think they also were like unable to say a lot of the things that they actually do. But it's kind of like they encompass a lot of those clubs, but it's not limited to that. Like some of the people in the magazine, they're students from IIT. They're like, like students like us who probably doesn't want to go out and model, but then they gain the confidence, like they came with them and they saw, like, took a few pictures. And the people in this club are learning interests that they didn't have before, unlike other clubs where they might be interested in like sewing or like photography, and then they go to the club. So I think this is like a really broad topic. So I don't think like it relates to any other clubs. I mean, it overlaps, but it doesn't completely relate to something else. So I think it's a good thing to have. Also, regarding their budget, their camera systems, if we do approve the club, finance board can take a look and like kind of help them out about like how much they want to spend, or we can have new policy regarding that. So we shouldn't think too much about on that aspect.
I'll say one thing, especially in comparison to other student clubs that do present here. They most certainly came with some excellent presentation and demonstration of the output of their club or potential output of their club. And I will make a note regarding the Adobe CC issue as a proud student payer of $30 a month to that organization for the same subscription. That might be not only a wider Adobe issue, certainly is, but might be an issue in terms of student orgs, or I guess the campus providing that subscription to creative students or students who are in that domain, because it is so essential, like not only to like the production of that magazine, but literally Adobe CC is like has a foothold on everything. Like it's insanely quintessential to just about any sort of creative field.
All right, and that is our time. Do I have a motion to extend time for Dustin? Okay. do I have
Motion
it?
to extend by 90 seconds.
All right.
Regarding the Creative Cloud point, as a huge proponent of open source software myself, there is more than one way to skin a cat.
Anything else?
Namely examples: Darktable, DaVinci Resolve, GIMP, things like that.
All right. Any other points? We have 60 seconds.
Yeah, fair enough. Affinity is also a non-subscription alternative to Adobe CC too. So
Do I have a motion then to move to previous question? All right, second. Okay. Bolu, will you release the voting form on that? And we will move on. So our last item of the night is open floor. I'm going to open this first to exec board members because I know there might be one or two who would like to speak. Okay, then I'll just call on whoever raises their hand first. How about? Corey?
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't see
Anyone else raise their hand for open floor?
All right. Have them pass. Okay.
All right. So as you know, my name's Corey Hamilton. I'm the senator from the Chicago-Kent College of Law, and I'm coming up to open floor to raise a concern. I want to preface this little speech that I've written that it's a little bit of legalese. It's a high level. The student senators in here aren't really the audience intended. So let me begin. May it please the Senate, the Illinois Tech community, and our administration. Yesterday, I learned that a fellow student had been targeted for disciplinary action for comments they made via social media account. I'm not going to name them. I have reviewed these comments and I do not believe they come close to provoking any sort of intentional unlawful activity or denying other students a place within the Illinois Tech community. I am very concerned, but that's not the point of why I'm up here today. I am going to go into a little bit of new law, a little bit of a foreshadowing. So for most of American jurisprudence, private colleges have generally escaped what's called constitutional incorporation. That means the United States Constitution doesn't really apply. So like free speech rights, general due process rights don't generally apply to private colleges. This has been upheld in Supreme Court cases like Blum v. Yaretsky and Becky v. California. However, I don't know if that law is standing true. There has been a lot of influential political organizations that believe private colleges need to protect freedom of speech more, to engage and let students speak out more. The American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU, has made it a mission to help private colleges protect free speech to a larger extent. And there's also another similar organization which historically has come after IIT in the past called FIRE over some free speech issues. And I personally think in a higher educational institution, it's up to us as students to decide what ideas are good or bad. I think diversity of thought is incredibly important. But the reason I bring this up is because I think the law is changing. The Fourth Circuit, which is over in North Carolina and South Carolina, just ruled that private charter schools are now what's called state actors. That means that private schools in North Carolina now have to follow freedom of speech rules. Now, you can go and this statement is completely posted online. You can check all these sources, but that's something new. And when we see what's happening with the current court, and recently, as you all know, the Supreme Court ruled in Students for Fair Admissions versus Harvard, that's the affirmative action case. It seems that the courts are really looking in at coming after universities for a lot of their policies that might seem anti-individualistic. And while I might not personally agree with those decisions, I do think the winds of change are sort of coming. So I'm worried. I'm worried that there might be an open question with future disciplinary actions that go against certain student social media posts, that might arise. There's enough of an open question to lead to litigation. And Illinois Tech is a limited organization with limited funds, and I just would not want to say Illinois Tech caught up in a litigation battle over some new area of law. Leave that to some school out in Texas somewhere. Thank you.
Thank you, Corey. Do I have anybody else for open floor? Eric?
Okay, I think Corey gave a marvelous introduction. So in case you weren't running, the student in question would be myself. I would like to bring attention to a situation that's currently ongoing. Within recent weeks, we have seen the atrocities in Gaza play out, and it has sparked a massive flurry in conversation in regards to the fraternity API, which is a Jewish fraternity recently passed on campus. I've already spoken about this, so I'm going to try to cut the YAP session to a minimum because you've heard a lot of it already. I had posted messages about the ongoing genocide in Gaza on my private Instagram story, to which a student must have reported it to the deans and reported as anti-Semitic hate. And the contents of these messages, as Corey said, were in no way hateful or anti-Semitic. They were simply my own opinions and my own expressions about what the ongoing situation is and my disapproval with admin's actions in regards to the ongoing situation. I really hope that we aren't going to see a wider surgence of these sort of spiteful, I guess, reports to the deans for just speaking out for what you believe in. And I don't want to see another repeat of what happened in Nova Averman. We have no transparency in regards to what happened. We have had no comebacks from, why can't we say that admin did something wrong? We messed up. Why don't we just go back and say what we did to Nova Averman was completely wrong? In fact, I have a few quotes in regards to AEPI. So if any, I looked through a lot of the content posted on their website and some of the articles and some of the people who are in the high administrative positions at AEPI. And so if anyone recalls, the whole Nova situation was based around the fact that he claimed that the fraternity was a Zionist fraternity, to which he was labeled as an anti-Semite and banned from this SGA, as well as any administrative or executive positions in other clubs, completely chastised from his community for speaking his mind. And so he argued that it was a Zionist fraternity and that was what caused this. So let's read some quotes from AEPI's website. Dr. Mitchell Bard, in a featured story, said, "Unlike many organizations today that shy away from using the term Zionism, AEPI considers Zionism a central component of Jewish identity." He also says AEPI has a major impact on increasing members' interests in support of Israel. And as we know, Israel is currently supporting a genocide in Gaza. Rob's report posted within the last 2 weeks, it is not the first time AEPI has supported Palestine at war. In 1948, 1967, 1973, 2000s, undergrads rose to the occasion and will do so again. He also referred to SJP, or the Students for Justice in Palestine, as sleeper cells by Hamas. The managing director, Joey Feldman, said, all AEPI members understand when they are joining that they are affiliating with the pro-Israel Brotherhood. So I ask, if Nova Amerman was censured and completely chastised from this community for calling them a Zionist organization, and they admit they're a Zionist organization, why is he chastised? And a note from Nova himself, make no mistake, the J-Board and Dean of Students office ruined my social life, and it all started from their disbelief in my claims that AEPI now openly and proudly admits to. So I hope that administration can go back on what they have done to Nova, as well as what they have done to allow AEPI to become a fraternity on this campus in the first place. This campus should be no home to a hateful group. We don't allow white supremacists. We don't allow Nazis. Why should we allow a Zionist organization that wants an ethno state in the land of Palestine? And that's where I will end. So I hope admin will take actions to address this.
Cool. If you can go after me, that'd be great. Unless you were trying to address him. Okay.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'm sure I've talked a lot at this meeting, so I'll try and keep it to a minimum. I do want to, regarding Eric's point here, I believe that the current situation involving him and also the Nova Amerman situation of last semester is beginning to set a dangerous precedent here at the university, especially considering the targeting from various free speech organizations such as the Freedom for Individual Rights and Expression, or FIRE, as Corey mentioned. The fact that IIT has had a lot of this history in the past, it seems, it's very concerning that students would have to fear the retaliation from administration for expressing like their personal opinions, political or otherwise. I don't want to get into the whole political minutia with that, but it's concerning that the school is repressing the freedom of speech of its students, and that we have to live in fear of such retaliation, especially in like private circles such as like Discord or like other social media, where admin should not like public spaces where admin should not have the authority over students in that regard.
Great. I'll hopefully be your last one up here tonight. So first off, I'd like to say that I'm up here as a student with concern, but also as someone who has boots on the ground for virtually every issue on campus. I mean, I talk to hundreds of students across campus every single week. I have hundreds of students reach out to me every single week. And you know me as the person that runs most of SGA's social media, but also helps run a lot of other organizations on this campus, including PRISM. I don't help as much nowadays with that student organization, but I still try to spread the message that they are trying to spread across this campus. And I'm aware that a lot of things arguably aren't at the attention of the administration, mostly because they are very mellow things. They're not things that really the admin should be concerned about or that really many students should be concerned about. But regardless, they are issues that I see every week without fail. However, tonight I'm not here to bring up these small issues. I'm here to bring up the fact that over the past few weeks, SGA has gotten countless, and I mean countless and countless comments about the same thing every week, every day. Me and Derek have had to deal with this stuff every goddamn week without fail for the past month and a half. And I think that SGA is responsible for advocating for our students, and senators individually are responsible for being able to advocate with the students. And unfortunately, despite me and Derek's best efforts at trying to shut down conversations like these, it is not worth the effort anymore. And I think it's time that the administration, specifically Dean Stetz, starts to need to acknowledge that these are issues that are causing a split on campus. And they are definitely not helping with the community on campus. They are not bringing us together by just ignoring them, by letting them go by, just unseen. They need to be seen. The evidence is right in front of us. There are messages every day right in front of us that me and Derek have to deal with. They are messages that can be insulting. If not, they are messages trying to show us that basically no one is paying attention in the administration. And honestly, as a person that has to deal with that, and I'm sure many others can agree, it is tiring that we have to deal with it. It is something that the administration now needs to deal with. It cannot be ignored. We cannot ignore it, because at this point, if you are ignoring it, you're not living under a rock, you're doing it intentionally, and we need you to do something about it. We need you to finally address it, because just like what happened last year with the Ukrainian conflict between Ukraine and Russia, we need to acknowledge this specifically as well. We acknowledged that then, let us acknowledge it now, and we need to make sure that we are advocating for our students, no matter what race, religion, or sex they are. We need to make sure we're paying attention to them, because without paying attention to them, this university, as we keep saying, its reputation is its most valuable thing right now, that reputation will soon go away because of this. It will overshadow our reputation. And right now, we really need that.
So just a quick one from me. Don't worry, I don't have any political agenda to bring forward in front of you guys. Just wanted to say, everybody, I know it's very easy to get lost in these sorts of topics. I want to remind everybody that we're students, we're in college, finals are coming up. That's a pretty big deal for all of us, right? Especially engineering students and architects. I know you guys are in the shop pretty much 24/7 nowadays. Take some time for yourself, right? Slow down a little bit, do whatever makes you happy. Take a little time for your studies, talk to your SIs, talk to your TAs, talk to your professors, talk to your friends, your family, right? Take a step back if you have to, and just get focused for the final push. And I want all of us to end the semester strong, be role models for the rest of the campus, and make sure that you don't forget you're a student, regardless of whatever topic you're speaking about, writing resolutions for, or generally commenting on. But thank you, everybody, for a good meeting. And if anybody else has anything to say, I'm sure we will accommodate that.
More? Tessa? If you would like to speak, you can come forward or you can stay there.
Motion to adjourn.
Wait, we're not there yet. If any committee would like to meet under any circumstance, because I know Joseph might want to, no, okay, then we're good to motion to adjournment. No opposition, I'm assuming. All right, I will see you all in 2 weeks. Have a good Thanksgiving break.
I gotta work out. I don't think you can do it, and I need to culture. Hello.